So, guys, we are outside Concord Courthouse. 5 minutes. We got some here already. Just doing his little interview. We got ourselves a crowd of free staters gathering over here. If you guys aren't familiar with what we're out here for, it's Crypto6 trial. Ian Freman is on trial, facing an absurd amount of time in prison for just using money as money. Here we are right here. Let's go. See all who's showing up. How's it going, buddy?
Yeah, where if you got his mailbox, where's the Concord Road?
That's actually my house. This is like a little
side.
Oh, you know, a bit cold for you guys?
A little bit.
A little bit?
What can I say?
It's not like a nice warm winter in Mexico, right?
It's not that this cold, no. You know about Celsius? You know the conversion?
Yeah.
Okay. Last week I was on 32 degrees Celsius. So when I arrived here, I was like, I was like a popsicle.
I prefer the cold myself, so.
I prefer cold, and yeah. I'm very happy with this weather. But for the moment, it was too much.
Too much.
Hold on, going good, yo. Doing all right.
How's it going, Foot?
What's up? Woo! Cold out here. Not too bad. I got like put on an extra layer. So I don't want to like. Oh, okay, good. I'm glad that I didn't.
Yeah, they just don't like you to go in with it.
Yeah, well, I think that's very. So yeah, it says right there that I want to. I mean, it implies that you can court if you get approval from the court.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I think someone said last Monday they made a motion to allow recording of the trial. It's on a case-by-case basis, and it was denied because somebody objected.
I mean, it's really it's First Amendment. You know what I mean? And there's no law.
Well, I agree with you 100%.
No, I know, yeah. So what we need to do is nullify it. Go in there and just refuse to comply.
Isn't that how Adamo got in jail?
Who?
Adamo?
I don't know. Who's that?
OG cop blocker.
But I mean, that's how you make a change. Get arrested, have them violate your right. Because if we just comply with this. Oh.
Stephen, you're almost as bundled up as the kids from Mexico. It's not that cold.
This is supposed to keep me warm in -50-degree weather.
Is it working?
Yeah. I mean, like, besides my legs, I am not wearing any like thermals or anything. But yeah, this is the vegan alternative to Canada Goose. It's called fully outerwear.
Have you tried Red Stick?
in my life.
To keep you warm.
Red steak.
Red meat.
Like,
High iron content, red meat. Helps
I mean,
keep you warm.
no, I've never, like, I have not lived in a cold area and have been vegan at the same, and not vegan at the same time. Does it keep you warm?
Absolutely. Just the wind that gets bad.
Are you sure you're not just like having a stroke when you eat it?
Positive. I enjoy it too much. Just see how long till Footloose gets in trouble.
We'll protest out here shortly.
You got a big crowd of people in the corner.
There's no law cited on the ID thing or the other thing.
So last Monday they gave us administrative orders about masks and IDs.
What is that too? That ain't nothing.
Here's the crazy part. The administrative order from the judge said that you may be asked for an ID. If you do not have an ID, you can identify yourself by name and record it with the marshals. Then security said, we don't listen to the judge. We take orders from the marshals. We need an ID.
Yeah, I gotta come back. Hey!
Hey! I'm back. Hey guys.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, I didn't know you were here today.
You're in your official
I was-
capacity, obviously, sir. Yeah. What are you doing here today?
The county delegation met. All state reps in New Hampshire are also part of the county delegation. I'm learning now.
What
So
are
I
you
got
doing here?
volunteered for the executive.
What about here at the federal courthouse?
Is that what that is?
Really?
Ian's coming out.
All right.
What are you guys up to? What's that over there? Same thing?
That's,
Yeah.
More peeps.
Yeah, that's where the protest is going to be.
And be over there. Why not here?
Oh, it is going to be over here?
Do I look like the kind of guy who plans things?
We've planned things before.
Yeah, they turn out terribly.
I think it'd be hilarious if, like, if one person came. I did that. I still have access. So I think my politics involved. Yeah. They still get some.
Yuri, what made you drag the kids all the way out here?
Like politics.
The kids like politics? Not too cold?
I need some candy.
Yeah. I mean, how long did the actual occupation last? Like 3 months or something? I don't know. I was barely something.
Hey, Morgan.
Hey.
Hey.
Oh, hi. How'd the trial go today?
I mean, the judge seemed confused about what the prosecution was claiming.
I mean, I seem
So
confused
good.
about what the prosecution is claiming on a regular basis.
Can't really blame it.
Earlier
Yeah, her
today,
or
when
him.
they were like interviewing the alleged victims, it seemed like they were arguing like in like the defense would ask questions. It was kind of bizarre.
Yeah, it was great.
So how many days have you been here for it? All 5. All 5?
Yeah.
Oh wow. But I don't stay all day. I like leave, study for my law school exam. Like I mostly just come and
The marshal over there told me that taxation is theft. I resisted saying, so you're saying you're stealing from me.
Well, let's ask the question. If the
That's
marshal
why I
agrees that
never seen
taxation is theft, how can the marshal in good conscience be a marshal?
I don't know. It seems hypocritical to me. It seems like he's admitting to stealing.
once when I was in line at the TSA, it was the first time I had visited New Hampshire, and I got a "Live Free or Die" shirt. And the TSA agent was like, "Oh yeah, live free or die." Like, I love that motto. He's like, and they're trying to take it away. Like, they tried to vote like in favor of taking it away. It's like, oh well, I'm pretty sure your existence has done a good job at taking it away. Yeah.
If no one would be a TSA agent, there would be no TSA.
Right.
Next time you got to hit him with "It's not gay if it's TSA."
Oh God. Oh, that's funny.
Bill, what's up, bud?
What? What is guy got killed at?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
How's it going? Cold.
No, it's not too bad out.
I usually love the cold. It's just
Where are
the
you from?
transition was too quick.
Yeah, it was. Where are you from?
I grew up in Massachusetts, but I lived in Georgia, Texas, Hawaii, Alaska.
Yeah, you lived in too many warm places.
What part of Texas were you
Not the good part.
in? Yeah, I was in like Hill Country, like South Alaska. That's a pretty place. But actually, that's where I'm from.
Give me 2 weeks of this weather, and I'll be back to shorts and sandals every day.
Oh yeah.
Once I get acclimated.
I wear my jacket. We also don't turn the heat on, so yeah, that's why.
I don't need to. The lady who lives downstairs from me keeps it at 90.
Your floors are heated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If my cat's not hiding under blankets, sorry. There we go. Our good friends from Mexico are back. How's it going, Ricardo?
Good.
You guys a little cold?
Just a little.
Just a little.
Just a little.
And then when asked what happened to the other million, whether or not the FBI was bothering to investigate what happened to that, he said no, the FBI has never asked. So why aren't they investigating the other $1 million worth of fraud again? It came from who knows where. And then another lady said that she's lost, thousands of dollars or whatever in buying Bitcoin. And the question, on cross-examination to her was, well, has the FBI reached out to you to ask you about this guy who you were talking to, this person that she's been speaking with for 5 years of her life and has taken her through all these scams? She says, no, I have information, but they've never bothered to ask me about it. So they don't give a shit about old ladies being taken advantage of online. They're going after cryptocurrency people in any way they possibly can. That's what this case is all about. I'm just one of the more visible examples. So those were two of the big takeaways. It's crystal clear. They don't care about protecting anyone. They care about protecting the dollar. That's what it's all about. Or do whatever it is.
Are they gonna keep bringing more victims, scam victims?
Yeah, they got a few more to go through. A couple of them ended up with COVID, so they got knocked off the list today. Whether they'll be back or not. Wow, what a huge turnout. Thank you, everybody. I don't know how far everyone's come, but I really appreciate it. Nice sign. Man. What do they say?
You never stole a penny.
Yeah. That's true.
Did they catch any of the scam?
No. In fact, the lead agent testified earlier last. She was asked whether or not. So I don't even know what the question was. She admitted that for 24 years investigating white collar crime, never caught. Not one.
Hell of a track record right there. Wait, you're so black.
So, yeah, pretty interesting case. It's been going on. The prosecution are probably going to continue through Thursday of this week, and then we've got our witnesses for next week. Hopefully, we'll be able to wrap this thing up before August as well. People coming down with COVID, anything possible.
We still ask the idea of like bringing out the victims of prostate cancer, or do you have it?
Yeah, they're bringing out these victims because they want to tar me with it, and so I had something to do with it. Every single one of the victims has admitted that the person was some scam artist that had not, with the exception of that scammer asked them to send money, which of course none of the banks stopped them from doing. All the financially regulated, heavily regulated organizations didn't ever, stop.
Have any of the victims committed any crimes, from what we could tell on the stand?
Oh, well, the one lady admitted today, Carla, very, very sweet lady. She admitted that the scam artist was having other people send her money to her bank account, which she then would forward to start church by Bitcoin with. That would technically make her a money transmitter, as I understand the definition.
Did she have a license for that?
I doubt it.
So she was unlicensed money transmitting and admitted it on the stand? Let's hope she had an immunity.
The saddest part of the day was that we saw, unfortunately, Melanie Neighbors, who used to be a co-host on Free Talk Live, basically admitted that they didn't really even threaten her with anything of significance, maybe a bank fraud charge, but she couldn't even remember it, and she completely flipped and did everything she could to turn over information about,
What do you think about
me and Free Talk Live. What's that? What do you think of her being informant? It's really disappointing. No, it's a definite. She's a definite informant at this point. I mean,
Was her testimony of any value?
I mean, I don't think so. I mean, she didn't really know anything about any of the alleged things that were going on in this case. And she, for all her talk about being anti-cop and being so tough over all the years, all they had to do was hint to her that she might get charged with bank fraud, even though she never even talked to the bank, and she folded like a deck of cards. So unfortunately, the sad part is it just goes to show that a lot of times the toughest talkers are the ones that are going to crack. And it's really sad. She just didn't seem to know a whole lot of the answers, but was pausing quite a bit, didn't have real. So I don't know if I saw any eyes per se, but I probably have better notes than I did.
How did it make you feel when Carla said that the original scammer that she was talking to had contacted her as early as last week?
Yes, yeah. Well, I mean, right, again, so she's still in touch with this guy, and the FBI has done absolutely nothing to investigate this. I want to say hey to Mr. Bitcoin, who came out today as well.
Mr. Bitcoin!
Mr. Bitcoin.
What are you doing here?
Yeah, everybody should have a picture with Mr. Bitcoin. It's like a big group photo, I think, here on the steps. I think that would be pretty awesome.
It's you and Bitcoin out of the front.
What's that?
You and Mr. Bitcoin.
I would love to do that. Do you guys want to do that right now?
Yeah.
Woo! All right, Mr. Bitcoin, let's get a group photo. Come on down.
Can I hand you your keys now?
Where's my pocket?
If the keys are in your pocket.
Oh,
yeah.
Everybody should just
Welcome, Nick. I'll be going.
Oh, sorry. Don't want to drop out on you.
know that bullhorn. No, I'm not that one.
Good pictures. Talklive.com.
Bitcoin's not a crime. Free the Crypto6.
Free the Crypto6!
Woo!
Bitcoin is not a crime. Free the Crypto6! Do it now!
Free crypto, where? Nigeria.
We also had a big thing this week where we got to unmask an undercover IRS agent. So we have his photographs and his real name. We'll be able to put that out this week. That'll be a
86,999.
yeah. How's that not?
87,000 new IRS agents.
Everybody get pictures to one of the pictures.
Yeah, we got pictures. Yeah,
Right.
you guys are good. Thank you for doing that.
Tomorrow, by the way, court starts late. Judge has something to do. 11:30 starts tomorrow. Before to be a bunch of documents. Thank you, everybody, for.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Do you have access point?
Well, I don't know. I'm turning on my phone. I do have a mobile access point, but I don't know if I have signal.
See if you have signal. I might need it more to go.
Right.
Yeah.
Chris, you've been here every day, right?
Yeah.
What's it been like watching your friend on trial and their
Oh boy.
absolute bullshit?
It's been total bullshit. The entire thing. There's overwhelming evidence. He's innocent of all charges. The prosecution keeps introducing evidence that proves his innocence. They seem to think it's gonna, be a slam dunk conviction. I think, but the reality is, their evidence actually proves his innocence. So. I'm trying to think of some examples, but there's a letter that was they keep saying that he lied to the banks, and yet the letter they say he said it was rare coin and he wouldn't tell them about Bitcoin. Yet in a letter the prosecution submitted, they actually presented a letter that explains what Bitcoin is to the bank investigators and explained how it worked and how he did KYC on your customer. He did more steps than the banks themselves did to protect against scammers, while the banks would just send that money right on over to him. Yet, never stopping anything, he actually was taking steps, unlike the banks, to stop scams. So,
I mean, based on what Ian said earlier, it seems pretty clear there definitely were scammers involved.
absolutely,
But it wasn't Ian.
they were all third parties. At no point did any of these victims, these so-called victims, say that Ian was a willing participant in any scam. They kept saying, no. We've had numerous witnesses now, testify to the fact that Ian has nothing to do with the scam. He wasn't a willing participant with the scheme. He didn't work with the scammers. They keep changing their story. Originally they said they were lying to the banks. Now it's working with the scammers. Yet the witnesses keep saying he didn't work with the scammers. And they were never told that he had worked with these scammers by the scammers themselves. And there's no evidence in any chat logs that they've submitted or anything of that nature that he was working with scammers. And the tax documents. There's a tax charge, which may be the hardest to beat, so to speak. But the reality is the church is legitimate. It's worked with numerous fundraising campaigns to build orphanages in Africa. Free Talk Live is under the Shire Free Church. It's a ministry of the church, or it's part of the ministry. Ian is a minister. Mark Edge is a minister. Daryl, I believe, is a minister. He was on the board at a minimum of the Shire Free Church.
I still don't believe.
We're gonna try and give for the first time in my life, I'm actually gonna try and sell Bitcoin in defiance of the feds right now, but we're gonna have to give it a shot and see if we can actually pull this off.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be great.
Give me a minute, but
Yeah.
I've got my mobile phone. Plenty of
These will work. I put that on. Not clean shape. Not like in a negative
Yeah, Samsung Galaxy S24.
no idea whose that is.
Much appreciated. Yeah.
Take a little break. Wait till this. What do you Bitcoin? It'll be Bitcoin. Yep. Okay, guys. If you guys want to gather around, we're going to do a little civil disobedience here in defiance of the thugs that basically raided the Shire Free Church and Free Talk Live Studios and the Bitcoin Embassy. This is the first time I've ever done this. I am going to sell Bitcoin in open defiance of the federal authorities. Here we go.
Got this crisp $100 bill. I'm going to buy some Bitcoin.
I'm taking it.
Here's my address.
Here we go. It is now being sent. Transaction successful.
Yay!
if you're going to arrest me, you're going to throw him in the cage, you're going to have to come after me too. My name is Christopher Wade, and I'm a big supporter of Free Talk Live. I'm a co-host of Free Talk Live, and well, let's just hope this trial goes well, because I'm not looking forward to a trial myself. Thanks for coming out, everybody. Let's make a protest of this now. What did you do for your reference rate? Burn it down. Okay, so to clarify, I probably didn't break the law just now because we didn't actually charge a fee and I haven't done more than 6 transactions, but that might be coming. We'll see.
We can get to 7 in short order.
Let's not do it right now on camera.
Hold on. That was the point. So the Internal Revenue Code applies to you if you have internal revenue. Who here has internal revenue? Because I certainly don't. And that transaction was not internal revenue transaction. It was never within. Therefore, you have no reason.
That might be. That's probably something you're going to have to fight in court because they probably never activity up with that one. But I am all for it. If you want to be the primary target of that one, let's go for it. The more trials, the better, I say. Oh, well, that until we actually become independent, and then we can kick those assholes out of New Hampshire altogether. But anybody else have something to say?
What are we going to do with this beautiful building when that happens?
We're going to tear it down piece by piece.
Or a movie theater because there's
Sure,
already
we're gonna make
theater
curves.
room.
I mean, I think it'd make a great new Shire-free church.
Ooh, you know what?
No, it's too ugly.
You know what? Yeah, I'm kind of with Bonnie over here. It is kind of ugly. We're gonna have to tear it down piece by piece and build a new church out of the
It
rubble.
needs color. It's evil right
Definitely
now.
give it some color. Yeah.
And it needs sage.
How many curves we can make it into it for a private road?
Yeah, probably a lot of private roads.
It's coming.
How's it been for you watching Ian on trial?
It's such a roller coaster. Like sometimes I'm like, I'm really excited about what the witness is saying because I know that it's true and good and helping Ian. But I'm also wondering, like, does the jury understand what's going on because they're purposely being well, he's interviewing me.
We're all over the place.
Yeah.
Who's on the phone?
Me, Arya, and Ian.
Just want to know if Mark has an obligation.
You can right back to us.
Well, no, I'll take it back. That's fine. I just didn't know if I needed to get it back.
Oh, it's just me and Arya. So I don't know. I think I'll just finish it like here. So sometimes I'm really happy about what's going on, but I just don't know if the jury understands because the jury doesn't know about Bitcoin and they don't. Okay, so it's never a fair trial, right? Because you don't have a jury of your peers. These people don't have or understand Bitcoin, and they've already said that. So the people that are going to be deciding Ian's fate, we don't know if they even understand the stuff that's being presented to them. And on top of that, the prosecution is purposely giving them like really a whole bunch of evidence that they have to review. It's just like fatiguing them. I don't know that they could even possibly, like, if anyone could possibly pay attention to all of it. And so far, it's only been the prosecution's witnesses, though. I'm a lot more excited for our witnesses because, I mean, if you're just telling the truth, it's not hard to just state the truth. It's a lot harder to keep up with a lie, so that's fine. Anybody else want to talk on that? He was asking me a question about how I feel about what's going on.
You're hurt?
So one of my favorite moments in court today was when the judge was trying to figure out if he was going to admit some evidence or not. The defense was claiming that the evidence was not pertinent to the charges, and the judge had to call a recess because he needed to review what the charges were to figure out if the evidence was relevant or not. Yeah. So like clearly he was having difficulty keeping track of what the prosecution is claiming. He's a professional.
Oh, I'll say what my favorite part was. My favorite part of the trial today was when a woman who claims that she gave hundreds of thousands of dollars away to a scammer. She says she's still in contact with that scammer. They already addressed and understand that it's not Ian. Her last contact with him was 1 week ago, and it's been going on for years before she ever talked to Ian. And she said the FBI has never been interested in the information she has been keeping that she thinks can help catch the scammers. So they're not after scammers, they're after Ian Freman.
Right. But why do you think that is?
Free talk line.
I suspect the reason that they're after Ian Freman is because Ian Freman wants people to have Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is money of the people, not money for banks. What we've seen over the course of the last half decade is the banks have inserted themselves in between people and Bitcoin. And one would wonder why the banks are so interested in having their government agents going after Ian Freman. Well, I think the reason is pretty clearly because Ian represents a cadre of people who want individuals to have Bitcoin. Bitcoin was created so you can bank for yourself. Bitcoin was created so that no one can tell you what you can do with your money. And that's the whole purpose of it. I saw another situation today where a gentleman had been bilked out of $1.2 million, and a fraction of that had been somehow gone through, people affiliated here in New Hampshire, and somehow the FBI didn't care about anything that had occurred other than that amount of money. They have shown in this case that they are powerless to do anything about scammers. There was a FBI woman that had worked for 20 years with the FBI. For a good portion of that on anti-scam stuff, she said very clearly she has never, this is the lady in charge of the raid, never found a scammer, not once. But, well, Ian Freman, whose name's all over because he was advertising that he's trying to get Bitcoin in the hands of people, well, we can go after him.
Now, didn't Ian have the KYC, the IDs of the scammers?
Yeah, Ian Freman has done all, it would appear as though he independently did all the work that has been asked. The only thing is he didn't go to the government and beg permission. A license is when the government takes your right away from you and then sells it back. That's all it is. The license, clearly banks were involved in every one of these transactions. They never were successful in stopping these scammers. So why is Ian responsible for stopping the scammer? Why is the sum total of the policing power of the United States falling down on Ian Freman?
Amen.
You can't stop this. The FBI couldn't stop it. A 20-year FBI agent couldn't catch a scammer. Why is Ian Freman responsible for catching him? Thank you.
Maybe based on political consent, they don't really care about the Bitcoin.
Well, it's clear. Every for a trained eye, it's pretty clear that they just want to go after you. They just don't like the things that are said on Free Talk Live. They've raided the studio twice. They've sent in God knows innumerable undercover agents to try to find something that the dirty libertarians are doing, and they can't find anything. They can't catch a scammer that Ian has pictures of with their driver's licenses. Ian has a file of scammers with their pictures and driver's licenses from around the world, and these people don't want to do anything about it. It's really sad. I mean, pretty clearly. Oh, and of course, they don't want to arrest their own that came into my studio and destroyed it. That came in and took Free Talk Live off the air effectively for over a week, compromising the First Amendment rights of 500,000 people. When they compromise the rights of Americans, the First Amendment rights of Americans, it's okay.
My favorite part of today, I've never been to a federal trial before until today. I'm not sure that I really enjoyed the experience, but my favorite part today is every one of you showing up here today in support of the Crypto6 and of Ian Freman and of Bitcoin and of freedom in general in the live free or die state. Showing everybody else that, yes, we're here. We're not going anywhere. You can go after Ian Freman all you want. We're not going anywhere. We're going to remain, and we're going to continue to fight for freedom. That's my favorite part of today.
Hell yeah!
I want to hear about your story at some point here.
Mike Sylvia, former state representative. And for the time that I was state representative since 2010, I've been in New Hampshire and involved with juror rights. The jury is the one that decides whether or not there was a law broken and whether or not Ian Freman is part of breaking some law. Unfortunately, we've come to the point where jurors are really another arm of the government. They're selected by the court, they're filtered out. This is the concept of a jury of your peers. The people who are selected for this jury, I don't know who they are, I haven't seen them, I haven't been inside. I can assure you, they're not peers of Ian Freman. And we can't really expect justice from these people unless their heart is reached somewhere and they understand that there is no victim, there is no crime. So I think we really need to hope and pray for those who believe that someone on that jury has a heart and is touched and understands that the America we live in now is not the America that our Constitution is supposed to have created. It's past. And so we have to hope. We can't give up, and we will continue. So let's make sure we get the information out to those who might be jurors in the future. I've got plenty of flyers. I've been doing it for 10 years. It's not jury tampering when you just hand out information. Some people like to claim that it is tampering with a jury. But the fact of the matter is, when I typically hand out flyers at the courthouse, I'm giving them to everybody. In fact, the jury hasn't been impaneled yet in my typical rounds. So I don't even know, even the people going in to be selected for jurors don't even know that they're going to be, or perhaps not. Perhaps they're too well informed to make it through the voir dire process. It's an interesting thing to see how it's filtered out. There's a lot of people who just don't know about it. Juries, especially grand jurors, they should be a separate fourth branch of government. They shouldn't be selected by the court system. To go in there, a juror has to abandon their Second Amendment right. I'm sure there's not a juror in there with a gun. And that just tells you what kind of a juror you've got, the submissive types. It's sad, but we'll keep fighting. Thanks.
All right. Woo! Thank you, Representative Sylvia. So, back in 2008, I actually was tried and convicted in this courthouse. So I'm coming back for right now. Anyway, so on January 30th, 2020, I was released from this courthouse with t-shirt and khaki pants from the county jail and told good luck. It was a Supreme Court case, so it was an income tax case related. Anyway, ended up running for the State House. I won, and I'm hoping to pressure the powers that ought not be to actually follow the law as it is written and the spirit of the Constitution, not so much the letter. I don't think, yes, the letter is important, but also the spirit. For instance, there's no video cameras allowed in the courtroom. There's no video, there's no evidence of what's actually going on besides what they're telling us through stenographers and so forth. And during my 12 years of being locked up, there were many allegations, I don't know about through this courthouse directly, but of things being altered, changed, and I just don't know. Nobody trusts the government anymore. And if you do, quite frankly, you really aren't paying attention. So I think we need to hold them to the same accountability we do cops walking the beat. We want them with cameras on them. I don't understand why the judiciary is given some kind of carte blanche to just write. For instance, also the masks inside the courtroom. It's up to the judge's discretion. And they keep quoting the CDC amorphous regulations and so forth. And the same thing at the county, in Merrimack County at the jail, they quote the CDC as some kind of god. They hold 20 patents. I mean, they sell vaccines. The whole thing is, we're in this weird clown world, as people call it, and it's so true. But we need to get back to basics, and we need to start talking to people. And I think that was one of the best things about running for office, just knocking on doors and talking to regular people. You know, a lot of libertarians don't really think that's the way to go, and we're too different from normal people. But people are ready for something different. So I think that's the one lesson I want to give everybody here is just get involved, and because this is cool, you know, we're outside here and all that, but really what's going to end this is when people say, you know what, I'm done giving you my money. I'm done. I'm not working for you. That's what it comes down to. When you're paying 25-cent tax rate, work 8 hours, you're enslaved to the government for 2 hours that day. For what? For these trials against people for selling Bitcoin? I mean, the whole thing is just so absurd. So, yes, that's my point. Step away from the system. Good luck, everybody. Stay warm.
All right, guys, we are going to call that a wrap. Last battery issue. We do got to get home tonight to GPS. Thank you again. Until next time. Try your best. Stay free.